People who know me know I make a lot of iPad related content, and I actually got a question from somebody recently. Let me read it to you. The question is, would you recommend getting an iPad mini and using an external Magic Keyboard, the ones from Mac, not the accessory for iPad, for writing on the go? I want to get to answering more questions for people. So if you have some questions and it's a good one that I can add some value to, drop them in the comments of any of the videos on this channel, and I'll try to make some time to answer those. In this case in particular, I see where the person's going. I see what they maybe want me to say, which is that, yeah, I wholly recommend doing that. The problem is it's totally possible, and in the past I've messed around a little bit with that. It's been several years though, and the reason it's been a while where I've tried to pair a keyboard with the iPad mini and bring it with me and have like a mobile setup is that even though it's doable, I just don't really enjoy it. I don't like it. It's kind of clunky for me personally. This is going to come down to preference to pack up two things kind of separately. And I feel like there's a reason why there's kind of a form factor that has emerged. And you see even like third-party manufacturers on Amazon coming out with Magic Keyboard lookalikes for the mini, which admittedly look kind of cool, but end up being very cramped in the meantime. And honestly, usually are really junky. I haven't actually tried out the one that I'm showing off here. I'd be curious to do it, but actually I wouldn't really, because I can almost guarantee that the typing experience is very subpar. It's only like 99 bucks, and the trackpad experience is very subpar. It may track your actions and the things you type. It might be like a keylogger, who knows, at that price. But in terms of like carrying along an external keyboard with me with the mini, I see the appeal because it lets you keep things modular, right? You're going to use the Apple Pencil, use it as a tablet, but also use it as a keyboard. Here's the other problem though. Then you have to worry about like a stand as well. Maybe you would use Apple's built-in stand, which is another 60 bucks or whatever that costs for the smart flip cover, whatever the thing's called. And I just don't like the viewing angle then in that case. With the tech neck, the craning there's something about the mini that just calls out to be written on or held, but not really typed on. And I don't know, part of it is like, even with the 11-inch, right, or the 13-inch Pros, or we could even talk about the Airs. Hey, if you don't know about my newsletter, it's free. It comes out on Fridays. It doesn't waste your time, but it fills you in on everything worth knowing about Apple and the tech world, including AI stuff. Because of the size, they're bigger. It makes more sense. It's like more in your face. And especially when you levitate it off a little bit with something like the Magic Keyboard, it's just more comfortable. It's just easier. It flows better, even though it's not perfect. And you can get something like Moft, which, they have a stand that raises it up and is portable even further so that you're like directly looking at your iPad. The bigger iPads, it's just unfortunately not my favorite experience. So would I recommend it? I would say probably not personally, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. You should do whatever excites you or interests you, or you think that you would get be very productive with or would use the most. It's just, for me though, I don't gravitate towards that solution anymore. I tried it out. There was a time when I was doing it, and there's something about like making it work and sort of like piecing it all together. It can be kind of fun. Well, I could use this and I could use that stand and maybe be really cool. Bring in a mouse also. But by that point, it's just so much more convenient to have the trackpad and the keyboard and the case and the stand all merged together and just use something like a larger iPad. But if you're a mini first person and you want that keyboard experience, I don't think there's a better way to go, probably, than getting a full-size keyboard, whether that is Apple's Mac Magic Keyboard or something else. The reason that you would probably want to go and are considering the Mac one is because it's so thin. It's nice and thin, and if you have to pack it away, it might as well be as thin and light as possible. That's true. And obviously I wouldn't bring the one that has the extra number pad on it, like the number keys. I don't think that's probably what you're talking about. So would I do it personally? Probably not. Does that mean that it should tank it for you? No, but those are my thoughts, and I hope that it's useful. If you have some other comments or questions, whether it's iPad, iPhone, Mac, anything else, it doesn't have to be Apple, just tech, AI, whatever, drop me those questions and hopefully I'll be able to get to them. If you're watching this video and you haven't pre-ordered my course, AI and I, which helps you understand the opportunities and the threats that AI brings to the future and maybe to your job, then you need to pre-order it while it's still on sale. It's linked up down below.